exercise, meditate. But if you have buried stress and trauma, then your body will remember. And often it will manifest as illness. Is that right, Ronit?
It is correct. So many people think that illness is just, bacteria.
Genetic.
Yes, bacteria in the air. And the truth is that our emotions are highly connected to our health and well-being. And it's because stress is stored in the body. So trauma is stored in the body. So something happens to us, we can't manage it. Usually high cortisol goes up and the body doesn't know what to do with that. So it keeps it somewhere in the body. So first thing to remember is that it sits somewhere.
Yes. And I think the first thing is to first acknowledge the possibility of that, isn't it?
Exactly.
That there might be, that there is a connection between that trauma that you have sustained at some point in your life and what's going on now.
Yes, and Nelum, can you please explain to us how the fact that when I was 5 years old, 7 years old, something happened to me, I'd say I wasn't heard, I wasn't seen, I didn't feel safe for some reason. How is that connected to my health now?
So what can happen, Ronit, is that then that child, so you then adopt a behavior or some coping strategy. This is a very stressful scenario for that child, because there isn't any other thing that you as a child could have done.
We just kids. We don't
you
have enough
resources.
tools. Yes.
So that stress drives this coping behavior, and then it gets forgotten in the mists of time. But the body remembers through that emotional side of things. But what happens is, as we get older, things that trigger you, that might remind you of that same scenario, still causes that stress response. And that stress response means increased cortisol. And we know that high levels of cortisol drive so many unfortunate things, such as chronic, constantly raised cortisol. So things like, gut issues, fertility issues, depression, anxiety, PTSD-like symptoms, poor sleep, high blood pressure, heart disease, autoimmune conditions, because it also relates to things like reduced immunity. All of it is linked.
Just because something happened when we were kids and we had no way of dealing it just basically sits there. So we need to go into our inner child, and there's a lot of work about the inner child, and you need to go and heal that child.
Yes.
So the perception of that child is gone.
Yes, because now in adulthood, we have a lot more resources. We are not that young, helpless child that
is triggered again and again when something similar happens. So join us. We would like you to join us on our next session, talking about ways of addressing the inner child wounds so you won't feel them again and again when you're adult.
All right. So like, subscribe, and share this video if you feel that it's helpful. Bye.
Bye-bye.